You know that crazy moment where you have told yourself you're not going to drink or use that drug or do that thing that basically shreds your integrity and your self-trust. And yet somehow, even though you were so sure, you end up changing your mind and doing it. And when that happens enough time, you realize you're stuck. You cannot rely on your mind. And you keep being somehow thrown to day one over and over and over again. It's a really gutting place to be. And I know because I was there. I got sober in 2009 and I began 5 years of sobriety. And of course, my life was better than before because I wasn't drinking and doing all the stupid shit I was before. But that said, that sobriety didn't really feel good. There was a lot of things that weren't unpacked and rewired. And so at some point, I drank again. I lost my sobriety. And I lost my sobriety for 2 full years. And it was rough. Because you got to figure at this point, I had the framework, the community, the tools, the inspiration, the information, even like the path of action, all the things. But somehow, I couldn't get back on track. And during that 2-year period, I tried over and over again. And my cravings would get so much bigger each Friday, each time, each brunch with my friends, each just regular Tuesday night. My mind, the one that said never again, turned into literally the opposite, my worst enemy. And it gutted me. And it took me 2 years to crawl back out of that place. And mostly I did it by creating little bits of space, a little bit more pause, a little bit more cushion between that last drink and myself. And the more I put that cushion, the more I could do the work to really change who I was and become a person for whom drinking no longer makes sense. That cushion, it's all about learning to crush the craving, to ride the wave, to understand that we can't rely on our mind because it is completely overridden by what I now understand to be the science behind this hijacking of addiction, whether we want to call it addiction or toxic habit or what have you. These 12 tools worked. They have worked for thousands of students across the world, and they worked for me. So I'm sharing them with you as an entry point into the Thrive Sober ecosystem, where I don't really talk about not drinking. I talk about becoming someone different, someone for whom drinking makes 0 sense. So if this is where you begin, welcome. If you're doing this in parallel with my bigger identity shift course, welcome. The point here is to learn to ride that wave, to stop breaking trust with yourself, to become a person that you can respect and look at the mirror with a little bit more tenderness, a little bit more compassion, and a little bit more trust over and over again. Learn to crush a craving so you never have to have another day one. Easy peasy.